I'm sitting that way.
Why? Hey
everyone. Welcome to WOW,
Woes of Womanhood. Welcome to today's episode where we're going to be talking all about sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm sure you have all heard about sprinkle, sprinkle up until this point, but if you have not, it is a theory about men paying for every single thing that you do. This lady on TikTok essentially preaching like, men should pay for everything you do, sprinkle, sprinkle. Like, you're doing all this, sprinkle, sprinkle.
And it's also how to make them pay.
It's like, oh, what can you respond back in a situation that will then make them feel as though they have to pay? We're going to be debriefing that today because I think a lot of women are on a journey to find a man to pay their bills, to take care of them, like as they should. But is that reality?
And I also feel like there's definitely a negative connotation with sprinkle, sprinkle about women being gold diggers. But if you're bringing youth and beauty to the equation, are they also getting that benefit? There is something they can't put a price on, like youth, that is at play. So I think there's a deeper conversation to be had, and I'm very excited
to
talk about this.
So this topic got sparked because I saw a TikTok kind of in response to that whole movement around a lot of times women rule out really great guys just because they're not able to be the full like providers and pay for everything. And so then women write them off, but they're actually probably really great guys and it's potentially stopping them from finding a great guy. Mm-hmm. And there's also been a huge topic about, have you seen this on TikTok where it's like how me and my boyfriend or whatever split expenses, and then they go through everything like rent, groceries, gifts, fun stuff, vacations, and they say how they split it.
I have, yes.
And a lot of times when something's 50-50, everyone in the comments is like, why are you his girlfriend then? Right. You might as well have a roommate. And they're like raging about it.
Well, there's so much to be discussed, especially in cities like San Francisco, where there's a lot more opportunities for women to have a higher salary than men or have positions and titles that are higher than men.
This is very interesting topic. And I also think in general, women are starting to outpace men. There actually are more single women homeowners than single men homeowners, I believe.
And there's just an increase of single women and probably men as time has gone on because they're already happy with themselves.
But I think that's always been how it has been.
But since women are holding that higher percentage now, they are now looking for something even better than them in terms of choosing men.
Right.
And that just puts pressure on men.
An exceptional man is just an average woman. Honestly, that is true.
I am all about this feminism movement, but now I'm starting to become more sympathetic to men.
Come on, men. You know what to do. I kind of don't have sympathy, honestly. Are we really asking for much? Like, I don't know. A lot of the women that I'm friends with offer a lot more than maybe the men.
Women have become more dominant, and not just financially, but in general, maybe their personalities have become more dominant. Again, this is what I perceive. Men have also become more comfortable in the femme, and now maybe gender roles, quote unquote, are like switching.
Well, because we're trying to empower women to achieve more and do more because they never had that opportunity. We're also at the same time trying to allow men to express emotion and express pressure and like give them a little bit of that breather. But I think it's just really creating this
sprinkle is trying to help women understand what it is to be the feminine women.
But I think it goes further than that because the expectation is then if he doesn't pay for all your stuff and provide for you 100% in all these ways, then he's not worth your time. And I don't think that's the right way to think about it.
I don't listen to that part, but I do listen to her advice of how can you sit in your feminine more
and understand that you do deserve that.
So there is a spectrum of how literally you take sprinkle, and I do think it is toxic if you take it to the extreme end of, oh, if they're not providing, like cut them off. You said you had an experience.
Yes.
Melody, take it away.
Me and my boyfriend met in college. Obviously, as a college student, you're kind of brokey, and for me, I always was very into working, so I had worked multiple jobs. I also was transparently supported by my family, particularly my dad would pay me like $600 a month. I had a job in the media center at school. I had a job with this, doing like field marketing part-time for this protein bar company. So I had a lot of income streams from various things that I did and familial support. My boyfriend at the time was fully in athletics, so he never had time to do jobs and things. And he didn't have a lot of the the family privilege benefits that I did. With that imbalance, in the beginning of our relationship, I honestly paid for a lot of stuff. Dates that we went on and things that we did. Granted, we didn't go on super costly dates. Like, we weren't going to like super nice restaurants and like doing all this stuff. But if we were to go to like a movie or like go out to eat, I would often pay for it more.
Did that make you feel some sort of way?
Honestly, no. Okay, here's a reason why, though, which I also think is important to consider. I never felt bad paying for stuff because I also felt I was getting a lot in return in other ways. Like, he would fully support me in anything that I was doing. Like, whenever I needed help, and you see even now, like around the house, he basically does everything. And I think there's a lot of ways that you can give and take beyond just financially. So even in the beginning of the relationship, even though we were still getting to know each other, like, for example, he would plan dates of like going on a hike or going on a picnic, like things that didn't cost that much money. Even here and there when we would go out to eat, like, he would pick up the bill occasionally. But if we did something nicer, I definitely would pick it up. But also, I was a person who wanted to do the nicer stuff because I could afford it. I wanted to do that with him.
Right.
And like, my parents were also helping me out.
But you guys are also in college, so that expectation of the man is supposed to pay mentality isn't still developed. It's
Exactly.
still more like friends and you guys are hanging out.
Exactly. So this goes into post-grad. I was working a corporate job. He went to the minor leagues. If you don't know, the minor leagues are extremely brutal. You don't really make that much money and you're on the go all the time. Granted, at that point, we were long distance, so we weren't really doing a lot of like dates and things like that. But when COVID happened and he came back, again, I was working a corporate job. I was making good money. Like, I had a lot of privileges of living at home and my family supplementing my lifestyle in a lot of ways. Like, they would pay for my gas, they would pay for my car insurance. I didn't have to worry about a lot of that. He didn't have basically that much income at that point and was fully supporting himself in that he paid for his car, his gas. Once COVID happened and he kind of had to take a break from the minor leagues because they weren't playing, I was the one who majoritarily supported the relationship financially. At the time, it didn't really feel bad to me because I wanted to do that. Like, that's something
Right.
I wanted to do and I never felt like I was getting taken advantage of.
Did anyone talk about that? Like, your friends being like, oh, my boyfriend has paid for X, Y, and Z. Would you hear these stories and thus made you feel some type of way?
Honestly, no. The only person
That's
I heard
great.
it from was my mother. Toxic Middle Eastern energy. Middle Eastern mindset is like, the man's the provider, they should be doing everything for you. In her eyes, it was like super strange. Post-COVID, he decided I'm no longer gonna pursue baseball, so he was no longer in the minor leagues. He finally got a job. This is the thing where, for me, especially when you're younger in dating, you date for potential. When I was with him, even though I was supporting him financially, I, first of all, set clear expectations about what my lifestyle is and what I expect in the future. So he wasn't going to get it twisted that one day when he's making money that I'm going to be paying. Like, no. I think he fully understood what the path was. But I was also very patient with him in that process of understanding, like, okay, he's going through his journey and I see the potential that one day he has a specific amount of earning potential. And I see him getting to that point. So when he got his corporate job, that's when he was able to start covering more things. And then it started getting a little bit more 50-50, I would say. Even though at the time I was making a decent amount more than him, he would still go out of his way somewhat more financially and a lot in his time. What I mean by that is we were still kind of long distance at the time. He would always drive 4 hours to me and 4 hours back home over the weekends because he was working in the office at that time. So he spent a lot of time dedicating, trying to spend time with me. So slowly, as he started getting more and more money, increasing in his career, that's when I saw the proof in the pudding. Like, as he was increasing his earning potential, he was also supporting me more and more. And that started off with him buying me really nice gifts. And now that we live together, he basically covers like all groceries. He covers all my music festival tickets. He pays for a lot more of my stuff. That was my evolution of me starting off paying for a lot of stuff, seeing the potential in him, betting on him. And as time went around, I got really lucky that he ended up actually, changing his behavior, adapting to that as well.
Sounds like a stock.
It is
it's like
a stock.
investing in a stock and then you're waiting for it to
Go up. Right. But when you're dating, when you're an adult, it's not like, this is a really early stock and I'm going to purchase it and it's going to grow and invest. You have a mature stock already. Like, where are the dividends? There is a certain expectation as you're older, especially in your late 20s, you're more established in your career and you are showing your personality. Are you a giver? Like, are you providing? Something I also think about, two things. One, I think anytime my boyfriend is spending money on me, he doesn't have a problem with it because he knows it will come back around to him as well. Because we have that relationship where it's very like give and take, like it ends up balancing out at the end of the day. Like if I pay for his meal, he's gonna pay for our groceries, and then I'm gonna pay for our activity. Like it all kind of balances out in the end, plus or minus a few, maybe $1,000 or something. Two, I think that women do spend a lot of money upkeeping themselves. And that's actually not only a benefit for them, but a benefit of their partner, because your partner gets a lot of affirmation out of having a hot partner. And so if I'm spending this money on buying makeup, doing facial treatments, going gym membership, Pilates, that is benefiting me, obviously, aesthetically, my health and everything, but it's also benefiting him because he is with a lovely wife.
I hope majority of men think of it that way. Okay, so have you ever done the sprinkle behavior on Eric?
I don't think I've ever enforced like a sprinkle situation, really. What was your specific example that you had in mind?
Like, oh, if you don't want to take me there, then I'll find someone else. Then you walk away or something.
I don't think I ever threatened with someone else, but I'm like, if you don't want to do it, then I'm just going to do it myself. But I wouldn't say that's like a threat. It's more so like, oh, I have alternatives.
That is threatening to Eric.
Maybe it's threatening, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to leave you or like, I'm going to find someone better. It's not like that.
You're trying to say that basically you're more disappointed in Eric.
It's like I set specific expectations, and if that person's not going to meet that, then
you'll go do it yourself.
Woman's power.
Sprinkle has been gaining traction and getting popular because of bringing women back into their womanhood. But I think a lot of people might have taken her words too far and too literally, so that they are dismissing a lot of men that have potential. To have a good relationship, like Melody said, it's a give and take. And it's not just financial. Obviously, there's quality time that you can provide. There's other ways of making your relationship easier, growing together. That's much more important than, the new Birkin bag, which I would love to have though. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's no right or wrong answer. Every relationship is different, and how you will split the financial qualities and the other qualities, it's different. And you can look to other people for inspiration, but there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah, there's no cookie cutter template for that.
Yeah.
Great learnings, everyone.
We would love to know your perspective on sprinkle. Let us know down below. Do you think that a man should be funding your whole lifestyle? I mean, if he can, here we go on. But also, I'm like, we don't need that to be the end all be all.
Right.
There's a lot more things in life.
And men, remember that there are hidden costs to a woman being mentally and physically healthy. So I do laser hair, I have massages.
I was like, let me pull out the receipts for you that you should be.
Literally, head spas, cuticle care, a lot of things. And you can check out our video.
Why do you say cuticle care and point to your
hair cuticles?
Oh, I thought you were talking about nail cuticles. I was like...
And nail cuticles. Sure. But you can check out our videos where we go all through our self-care routine.
Our beauty routine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. We will see you not next Thursday,
but the Thursday after that.
Bye.
Bye, ladies and men.